Hello guys, welcome back to RMD Trucking, episode number 4. We are still working on our career and slightly working our way up to try to get our own truck. For that we need some more XP, about 400. So yeah, we will see how that goes. Because then we reach level 3 and then we get a second mail from the bank which will upgrade our credit. And then we can loan 500,000 instead of 100,000. And the result of that is that with that kind of money we can buy our own truck. With 100,000 that we had after level 1, that mail from the bank, not so much I think. In the previous episode we ended up in Dortmund. Although we are doing quick jobs, I'm sort of trying to go by the moment where we are. We went from Luxembourg, where we have our headquarters, due to the cheap price. That is why we selected Luxembourg, the cheap price of the fuel there. We drove to Strasbourg in France, and from France we went all the way up to Germany, Frankfurt, and we ended up eventually in Dortmund. When we finished, we also got a mail for this special transport thing, and I was going over that list. This is DLC, the special transport. You can buy that separately, and I was going through that list of cities because these are more or less fixed routes. And these are the starting cities, the whole list here, with update 1.35, which is coming in one of the next weeks. We will have a few more cities added to this list. I think they're gonna add like 7 new routes. And Dortmund is one of those routes. So I thought maybe we can have a look if we can find one of those jobs. They are kinda special jobs. And usually they also pay good. So for our career that is not a bad thing. Immediately see 2 available here. 45 tons high-tech device or 50 tons construction staircase. The older Volvo, of course, maxed out with a 750 horsepower engine, and this one 625. Well, it doesn't matter. I guess we're just gonna go for this with the most money. Pays 600. We're gonna get a whole scenery here now because, like I said, it is special transport. So up we go. We take the job and we'll see what happens. A big high-tech device, that is what we need to transport. They are preparing our truck. We got a truck, obviously. We're driving for another company, still as a hired driver, and by the looks of it, we start somewhere in one of the stone mines or something, I think. The quarries, which might already be a problem to get out of here, if we are on the low levels of that thing. Now we get some attention thing here, and that means it basically tells us that we have support vehicles and you need to follow the one in front, and if one behind is a little bit behind you, we have to wait on him and that kind of stuff. And also we have a certain speed that we have to maintain, which is about 60 kilometers an hour, I think. And other than that, if we have to change the lane, the support vehicle in front of us will first change the lane and then we can go, and so on. Now, this is our truck, the Volvo that they gave us. Start it up, give it some light, and also have a look on the mirrors. That F3 can go because we have a pretty good GPS in the truck itself. But of course we have to do the F4 thing, meaning that we have to go with our seating positions. We usually go for 82 degrees, put ourselves a bit higher. Something like that. looks to be okay. And now we adjust the mirrors a little bit. I always do it in that order. First do the seating position. No point in changing your mirrors and then go change your seat, and then your mirrors are not pointing in the right direction or so. Okay, now let's have a look. We have a beacon on it. There we go. As well on the roof as on the end. It's not putting us in the quarry, it's more or less putting us outside of the quarry, so we already moved up here, we don't have to drive up here. Of course this thing is pretty wide, as you can see, so we're gonna have to take care of that. We don't want to damage that. Not a problem here. See, we have the road to ourselves here. But yeah, it is a bit more aiming for the middle of the road, I guess, because that thing is pretty wide on both sides. And on a highway, we can be overtaken sometimes. Of course, we can force it in such a way that if we drive a bit more to the left on the highway, we might be able to force trucks to stay behind us and don't overtake us. But we will see. This is all, yeah, the quarry territory that we are still driving on. Because with the special transport, yeah, you already see the flashing light there in the distance. We have support vehicles, one in front of us and one behind us, but I'm assuming they are waiting on us on the road here. Yep, there we are. I'm gonna aim a little bit for the pretty sharp there against the barrier already. We can drive over here, but of course when there is opposite traffic, it becomes a bit of a different story. Of course, yeah, if you're completely new to this game, it is a bit of a tricky business to immediately do these things, but yeah, they pay good, so support vehicle, you see them go a little bit to the left when we have opposite traffic. That's sort of to force the opposite traffic a bit to the side. Not that they move very much though, but and we also have another one behind us, although you do not see that. Occasionally you see it appear in the mirrors or so. Here we can go a bit more to the right, seeing there are no road signs or anything here, so... This is the first time that I do this route, also my main driver. I've done a few of these, but... it was mainly Brussels to Amsterdam and that kind of stuff. Usually they go over the highway, but not this case apparently. Sort of keeping an eye on the middle line on the road. That usually works. Of course, if you do this during daytime and it's rush hour or something, then there is more stuff to look at. It has to be a bus. That was already very sharp. Just missed that road sign there as well. We also do not have to worry about traffic lights and all that kind of stuff, because the police is taking care of that. That's all part of the special transport. Bit more light here in the city. A bit more visible what's going on. Meanwhile, we have discovered this recruitment agency. That's already good. Sort of drive here. If you go more to the left, or like really drive in the middle of the road or something, as you see, we go through the red light. We did not get a fine, although I didn't immediately see a police car on that light though. Changing a lane maneuver is coming. Adapt your speed to avoid a possible crash. Okay, we have to go to the left lane, but we have to wait on the transport vehicle to change it. Because you always have to stay behind it. If you change your lanes before that, the front escort vehicle is going to warn other drivers, adapt your speed. Yeah, we'll do that, but first we will try to survive this corner here as well. Can't really see what's going on behind us, because it's pitch dark in the night. I also need a lower gear apparently. And now we have to wait on the backup probably. As usual when you go on the highway, you have to wait on the rear support vehicle, because he's always a bit behind. There he is, finally arrives. And we're moving again. Well, step by step, going through the gears. Can drive a bit more in my lane now because we have the emergency lane that sort of covers us. But of course, now here we have the situation with traffic. Still gonna force them to stay behind me because we have to change lanes here again. Change the lane, alright man, seriously. There he goes. I'm gonna change lanes again. My god. So I'm gonna stick here to this point, so that they at least do not overtake us in the middle lane. Oh man. Still overtake us in the middle lane. Well, the cars do, but not the trucks, I think. It's too narrow for them. Oop, 60 kilometers an hour. Put the GPS on cruise control 6C. What's the braking sound? So far, so good. The tricky part's probably gonna come when we have to come up the highway into the city. Parking job is kinda okay. Normally, you have a square where we can park and don't really have to reverse or anything in normal circumstances. And they're also not that long though. which also means that we probably not have enough XP from this job, unless we get some sort of bonus. Otherwise we will not have enough XP to reach level 3, I think. That buzz or whatever it is there, still behind us. See, we drive so much to the left on our lane here, he cannot pass us. But I'm not gonna let 2 lanes overtake me here. I've seen these things in real life. They usually occupy 2 lanes. Hanover, is that our exit? Probably. Changing lane maneuver is coming. No, it's not our exit. This is Hanover Ost or East. Change the lane, man. What are you waiting on? Last second he's gonna change. Yes. What is he doing? Interesting. Seems to be a little bit bugged. He was supposed to change lanes, but he didn't. He just stops here because I probably changed the lane too early, according to him. And now we're, I don't know. Cannot overtake him because that's gonna cost us a fine or something. What are you doing, man? Sleeping? Okay, never mind. I'll just follow the route myself. See what happens now. No idea. But I think our vehicle is a little bit bugged. Interesting. Our second support vehicle is still following us, but we lost our main support. We still have the police covering us. But yeah, I guess we have to watch traffic ourselves now, because that guy that is supposed to warn everybody is not there. But we also did not get a fine or so, or a message from the support vehicle that we overtook him and that was not allowed and blah blah blah. So yeah, I think it's just a little bug there. I think we lost everything now. Also no police support anymore. Oh yeah, we do have police here. Oh yeah. Now we also lost the support vehicle in the back. And that is because normally when we went up that highway we usually have to wait on the support vehicle behind us. And that is the job of the guy that is in front of us, but yeah. He decided to come to a standstill on the highway. So we have to solve it ourselves apparently. Interesting. It tells us to gives us green, so let's see. We do get all kind of bonuses. We have excellent. So yeah, other than the fact that we lost our support vehicles, everything went fine. We get 7,000 from it. And also some XP bonus for the long distance delivery, high value, and some trailer maneuvering bonus, although we didn't do much then drive into the square, but that's about it. But yeah, that is all in all not that bad, because it did level us up, which also means we get some bonuses if we want. This one is 18% experience bonus. That's not that interesting, because this is 20%, that's more. So we're gonna put the point here and apply it. We have new upgrades available, obviously, because we leveled up again. Some door steps, a sun visor, some roof deflectors, and some side deflectors as well. Those are all customizable items that we can use whenever it is that we decide to go for our own truck. Speaking of that, the mail is in. Level 3, as soon as you hit level 3, over here we already got the mail from the bank, and this is the next one, and this one is the one that tells us to upgrade. The credit rate at the bank is we can get more, so if we go to the bank, we can now loan 500,000. You can do loans of 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 and 400,000. So yeah, if you take 4 loans of 100,000, then you have to pay 4 times 2,888 a day. So that's not that interesting, because that will make it more than 10,000 euros a day that you need to repay on the bank. Then you can as well take a 400,000 loan, and then you only have to pay 5,700. But that will be, I guess, for the next episode. Let's have a look on the truck dealers. We have the Iveco discovered in the previous episode in Frankfurt. The MAN, that was our preferred truck. We have chosen MAN as our preferred truck, so that's like the first mail that you get is always from a dealer from your preferred truck that you have chosen in the tutorial when you set up your profile. If we would have chosen anything else than MAN, we would have got a mail from another dealer, obviously. Volvo, Scania, Iveco, and MAN we have. So we still need to discover Renault. I know there is one here. This one here is a Renault in Paris. Stuttgart is, I think, Mercedes, which is also something we still have to discover. And then we have a DAF. I think DAF is in either in Rotterdam or in Amsterdam. One is DAF, and also the other one is also a Mercedes. Düsseldorf, I'm not sure what is there. There is a list somewhere out there on the Eurotruck wiki or so. You can find the list with all of these dealers where they are. For us, it doesn't matter that much, because we were going to buy an MAN anyway. And then it sort of starts our adventure in such a way that we're gonna have to deal with our own truck. If we buy that own truck, we're gonna start all over again in Luxembourg, because that's where they will deliver the truck in your headquarters, obviously. But we will do that in the next episode, because yeah, that's gonna take a while. Buy the truck, customize it a bit, deliver it, and then it will also open a few more markets than the job market that we have now. We only have the quick job available. Once we have our own truck, we can still do quick jobs and drive for other companies, but we can also use our own truck, and then we have 2 markets opening up, which is the freight market and the external contracts, or the World of Trucks contracts, because yeah, we have linked our profile to the World of Trucks website. We get 2 markets available. The difference, of course, is also that it will not just immediately put you on the company. If we have our own truck, we have to do everything driving-wise. We have to drive to the company to pick up the trailer, and then from the moment you have your own truck, in a way you can sort of free roam as well, which makes it easier to discover certain companies or recruitment agencies or truck dealers and all that kind of stuff. The other market here is the cargo market, but I do not know when that becomes available. That only becomes available when we have a trailer, but I don't know where the trailer dealer unlocks. It says advance further in your career. When I started this game with my other profile, the trailers were not available yet. They only came in last year, 2018. They brought in a free update where we could buy our own trailers and also customize them sort of in the same colors as your truck and so on. So we will see whenever it becomes available in this new career. I'm assuming level 5 or level 10 or so at least. But yeah, don't be mistaken. Also, those trailers cost a lot of money. They cost as much as a truck. Some of them at least. Others are a bit cheaper. The thing is also, if you have your own trailer, you have to make some choices. You have curtain siders, you have flatbeds, you have refrigerated. If you, for instance, buy refrigerated, yeah, then you will only be able to transport refrigerated goods, which sort of narrows it down to the number of jobs that you're gonna get. So in the beginning, it might not even be that interesting to immediately go for a trailer whenever that thing unlocks. So just first do some transport with your own truck and just do a freight market or external contracts. Those money-wise, yeah, not that much of a difference. They're sort of similar. And the freight market and the quick job, they are identical. So whatever it is that you can pick up with your own truck, you can also pick up as a hire driver for another company. But yeah, that quick job thing is something that I barely ever touched on my main driver. From the moment that you have your own truck, you go for freight market or external contracts most of the time. And once you have your own trailer, then you need to go to a cargo market if you want to transport with your own trailer. If you just want to do deliveries with your own truck and just leave the trailer in the garage, that is also possible. Then you can still use freight market and external market. But that will also something, yeah, whenever it comes in our career on our path, then I will explain it a bit more. So other than that, what else do we have to keep an eye on is the points, of course. So next time we're probably going to do another just-in-time delivery point, because then we get 30% experience bonus for finishing an urgent delivery. That's something you need to pay attention if you have everything on full simulation. Yeah, you can only drive for 11 hours in game, and then you need to take a 9-hour rest. So that is already something we have to take in consideration when we go to the bank. You need to repay a certain amount every 24 hours. So we will have a look on that when it is there. But I will keep it for now on this episode. Just to, yeah, a special transport, which turned out to be a pretty special one, because we lost our support vehicles, because they decided not to move anymore at a certain moment on the highway. So we finished the job ourselves, but all in all, we got the money from it. We have 20,000 in the bank now, and in our account. And we got a mail from the bank, we can loan 500,000. So in theory, we can have like 500,000 on our account, but we do not need that. So next time we will have a look in the MAN dealer what the prices are for the truck, and then based on that, we will do a loan. I think I'm just gonna loan the 400,000, which also gives you a bit of playing room, so that you never become into problems with repaying the bank or stuff like that. Or in case you have some damage or so, you never know. That can be very costly, all those things. But that will be for next time. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.